Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Fine Cider Friday, and this week I've got something that's new to me to share with you from Artistraw Cider, who are based in Herefordshire. They've got a lovely spot in a valley near Hay on the Wye, so very close to the Welsh border. You can see the Black Mountains. It's a marvellous spot. We just planted an orchard there, and they also gather fruit from nearby orchards, so that's where this has been made with. And they've got very focused on sustainability and trying to be in harmony with nature, so kind of minimal intervention when it comes to the cider, but also when it comes to the land as well. So really interesting place, and I had the pleasure of visiting and talking to them for a little while and picking up a few bottles. Artistraw is kind of a play on a name for Shrew from, and I'm going to forget the name of it, Kilvert's Diary, so Victorian diary about countryside living. So they play on the word with that, and they do all the artwork themselves. That's Lydia who does that, and it's cornstarch glue, all very eco. They print them themselves, which is just fantastic. So this one is is described as medium sweet, natural cider with no added sulfites. And it's created by kind of arrested fermentation, so multiple rackings of the cider off of the lees, which means you leave some of the yeast behind and they can't ferment all of the sugar, so you get natural sweet and naturally sparkling. So let's have a look at it. And I'll swirl it round, and you see those bubbles start to kind of separate out, which is actually really nice to watch. Very gentle bubbles. Slightly hazy, slightly cloudy. That'll be from the process that's carried on in the bottle. And I'm expecting some good kind of mouthfeel and aromas from that, so let's have a smell. Really fruity, lots of stone fruit like dried apricot, some dried apple, some aged wood, I think, and then like a citrusy bitterness, which reminds me a little bit of Dabinet. I don't know what varieties are in here, and I don't know if there is Dabinet in there, but there's kind of that hint. Anyway, let's have a taste. I can't wait anymore. The bubbles are just enough to slightly lift it, but you hardly detect them at all. They just add a bit of structure to the mouth, which is which is really interesting. It's got really nice natural sweetness, but then a little bit of astringency that kind of dries the inside of your mouth and your tongue, which is really nice actually. It's really fruit forward. There's lots of that kind of dried apple, maybe a hint of toffee. There's some of that citrusy bitterness that I was picking up, and then there's this bit of spice which I can't quite place. Let me have another sip. It's a little bit peppery almost, but not overpowering in any way at all. It just adds to it and adds another dimension. It's quite complex. Yeah, really enjoying that. I mean, I think that does a marvellous balance between kind of a good natural sweetness and then that astringency that gives a dry finish to it. So, yeah, lovely. Well, thank you very much, Tom and Lydia, for sharing with me. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone watching. Don't forget to use Fine Cider Friday hashtag and tell us what you're tasting this Friday. And cheers to the weekend.